Also, there was conflicting reports today from two well-respected media outlets. This from Brett McMurphy. He's been on our show. Apple still has not made formal offer for Pac-12 media rights. Okay, that was the initial of it, but keep reading. But Ion Television has emerged as a potential Pac-12 partner, sources telling the Action Network HQ. Ion TV, owned by EW Scripps Company, which has 61 local TV stations, and some of them are major markets, high markets, top 30 markets, and some are in other markets as well, including there's, of course, a station that is a part of Scripps that is in Waco and other cities like it. Now, that was from Brett McMurphy, who's really good at what he does. So a lot of people ran with this, oh my God, it's getting worse, if that's what you think. And then Stuart Mandel from theathletic.com, Ion Scripps Sports is not involved in the Pac-12 TV negotiations. A source with direct knowledge of the situation tells The Atlantic. So, two guys who are both really good at what they do, and you wonder, again, was there a leak? Was this something intentional? Is this possibly true? And, of course, in the end, yet another day goes by, and I would think, this is what, February 24th. We've heard Ray Anderson with whatever the hell he was saying. Kurt Schultz at Washington State. You've had others who have now come out and said a couple of things. I would think that the Pac-12, I would think if you're a member of the Pac-12, whether you're Stanford, California, the Four Corner Schools, or Washington State, Oregon State, and whoever else I'm missing. Give us a damn decision so we can make a decision. Let's get to this by the 1st of March.
Yeah, I agree with you there. I think a lot of this Apple TV, and especially this Scripps thing that leaked out.
And by the way, if you're George Kleofkoff, and let's say you are in a room and you're like, ever been in one of those situations, you're like, oh my God, this is horrible. Just come out and say it. Now, he might have something, who knows, something better than anything being reported, but why not just come out and say, and help all. You're working for the 10 schools.
Okay.
Am I right?
I'm about to answer your question.
Okay.
Here's why he didn't say it. Here's why he's not come out and directly addressed any of these things. One, because they're in a negotiation and they want to make it seem like they have more people bidding than you would think. Two.
You think there are?
No. I mean, we would know that. This would be done if that was the case. Two, they probably have a deal that the framework's almost done. If we're to believe Ray Anderson and Kirk Schultz that it should be done in March and it's on the way, it's tracking that way, the framework of their deal is probably done with who the media partners are going to be. So that leads me to believe that letting some of these leaks out will also allow you to be like, look at this deal. At least it's not Scripps, because that you can say that public relations wise, and they've been really bad at the PR of this anyway. And so now if you let these leak, what we have is better, because ultimately, and we heard this from John Wilner on a podcast in Salt Lake City yesterday, is that they're expecting in the mid to high 20s range when initially they told everybody they should be able to get 40 million per school. So if they go into the 25 to 28 million range, then that would be a disappointment. But what would be a bigger disappointment is all on Apple TV or Scripps, a mid-level national conglomerate who is just kind of new into this, is involved in it. So that's better news when you give the deal that you have, which is, half ESPN, half streaming, or whatever it's going to be. And that's where it probably lies. And as for the two conflicting reports from two guys who have impeccable sources most of the time, I do believe that someone from Scripps or someone within told Brett McMurphy that they would be interested in doing this as a way, because if you think about it, for Scripps, if they got in this, then all of a sudden then they can maybe expand some of those markets that they're in. They're in 41 markets right now, and some of them are big and others are, like this, medium market.
Where's the money? What's the money?
Exactly.
And Roger Dodger, who's a huge Pac-12 guy, or a Pac, whatever number it is, and I'm not doing that flippantly, it's just ridiculous, the constant rumors about the Pac-12 TV contract.